Hello, and welcome to the Delicious Recipe with your host here, the Dell. And tonight I have my significant other, Laura from the Angel Rock, joining me here. Say hello, Laura.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, and if you're checking us out here live, we're on here on UPRN. We are also on YouTube, which is UFO Gods and Extraterrestrials. And I'll just turn this around so you can
We're
see
also
what it looks like
on
there.
we're also on UFO Paranormal Radio channel. We're back on that again too,
Oh,
Del.
are we in that one there? Okay, I was just looking at through the other one there. So that one there, and then if you're listening also or watching, I think there's Facebook and that. What are the other ones there, Laura? You tell the rest of the people where they.
We are on United Public Radio Network's Facebook page. If you look up UPRN or you can look up UFO Paranormal, I think it's Radio Network. You can look that up. It's on Facebook. We are on News on the Flip Side. There's one under Joe's name, Joe Montaldo. Um, you can just look that up. It'll come up as a page. We are also on Twitch. There's a few other on Facebook as well. Or like Del said, and the reason why we mention we keep an eye on the YouTube chat. We can see all the chat on StreamYard here, but we can't respond. And people join us in the chat room on, like I said, come on over. That's the easiest one to find is UFO Paranormal Radio. And yeah, we'll try and involve you in part of the show. We try and do that with people, right, Del?
Yep, we tried to as the best we can. I know I'm not as great as this. I'm using very old technology. I'm using my old little iPhone to follow the chat, so it's small if I don't notice it or whatever. I got the TV going here, so if you always see me there looking down to look at this little device here, that's what I'm trying to follow on. But I try to keep on glancing over to it many times. I titled this one there "Backyard Barbecue," and we're actually in a sort of a walk around here a little bit. We're sort of in a really hazy day there. There's the barbecue right there. It's all covered up because we're expecting a little bit of rain, I think, or it's really, really humid here in Thunder Bay there this week. And other than that, it's been a hot, we almost came into like a second type of summer here. But one thing I wanted to start off here, and if anybody there is watching around there and listening about stuff, I planted out in the front garden here. I'm going to the front stuff, and Laura made this nice little, I guess I'm not even sure if you can say it,
It's a
topiary,
fairy garden. It's a fairy
a little
garden.
fairy garden of little animals. I'll show you all that very quickly. But what I did was I planted in one corner. I planted beans, cucumbers, a couple of watermelon seeds. I think there's about 20 different seed, or not 20 different, but four sets of five seeds. And the only thing that took in that whole one little corner was two watermelon plants. And they're like going off like gangbusters. I'll show you like that. Then at the other side here, you're going to see a bunch of yellow flowers. And I planted blues, yellows, um, uh, oranges and that. And the only ones that came up were these sort of orangey yellow flowers. And there was only two plants, and that was out of 32 seeds that took in the front. So either I figure like my name's Dell, farmer in the Dell. Hey, this should be really easy there. I put a whole bunch of good soil in there and fertilizer and that. And I think the problem is that one of the neighbors lets their cat go wild, and every day I'd come out there, I'd find it dug up and stuff like that. So I think there was probably two seeds that the cat didn't dig up or pee on and stuff like that. But here comes the question. I'm going to show you there very, very quickly. This is how big this watermelon patch of stuff is taken over. It's actually pretty interesting. Like you can see how big this is, and there you can see all the little stuff that it is. And there's the yellow wildflowers that I planted and that. But look at this. I got a whole bunch of flowers down here, and these watermelon stuff is going out big, but no fruit. No fruit going here. And I'm wondering if it's a part about pollination or stuff like that, or see them all like this thing has gone out big. Like, I mean, looking at it from way back out here, there, people, like that is actually, if you really want really good ground cover there, watermelon seems to be a really big leaf, and it's really clingy, and it's attacking everything. It's even attacking the little the little rabbits. They're all sort of being strangleholded here by the by the the little frogs there being taken over by this plant, which is really sort of interesting. But yeah, no fruit. So if anybody has a comment there on this, is like, how do you make a watermelon plant go to fruit or give fruit?
Well, I
I
think
haven't.
I had to prune back a lot of stuff so that all the energy goes to the flowers, like one of the best looking one or two flowers there.
Mhm.
So that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's, yeah. I don't know. It's just like I can try, but I guess do I prune back at all? Like how much do I prune? Leave one flower? Like I don't know. It's
I
been
think you
pretty
got to
good.
go to YouTube like we go to YouTube for everything else to figure out how to do it and see what people's experiences are
Hmm.
and go from there because otherwise, I don't know. We haven't had a lot of luck with growing stuff. We've been trying for how many years? Out at the cottage is a different thing, but here in town, not so much.
Hmm. Well, there's an interesting thing there too. Is that my friend Brent? Well, it's actually my brother's friend, and well, we both know him there. He just purchased an alpaca farm on the way out to camp, and he was doing research there. Is that alpaca poop is one of the best fertilizers there is for growing plants. So he gave me a bag of that when the last time when we were heading out and stopped there. So I have to go and see. I didn't do what he said there yet. I have it there, sort of sitting there waiting when I could go out there to fertilize all the stuff because I planted out at camp. I planted green peppers, green beans, yellow beans. What else did I plant? I didn't plant watermelon out there. I planted a whole bunch of wildflowers and stuff like that all over the place there on that hill that goes up my stairs because my camp sort of goes up on a hill. And I just wondering if maybe the rabbits and the groundhogs and stuff like that have eaten my stuff out there because I saw that there was some stuff growing the last time I was out there. But
I guess we'll find out.
yeah, that's true. So the only thing that like since I've been working nights, haven't really been following a lot of news around.
I have.
I've
I
been
have
watching
lots
it
of
from
news.
time to time. I just figured out here on the Fire Stick TV that we've been using there how to get live channeling going on there. And now I was watching, I guess, because I had one of the nights off there, I found a Magnum PI marathon. So I was watching that because my dad loved Magnum PI, and I used to love watching that show. So I was watching that, and then watching some Star Trek Next Generation stuff. But in the news, um, what I've been seeing there is you got this January 6th commission that's going on there. And I guess there's a lot of debate that's going on with that. The people are trying to figure out and try and, I guess, cause blame, all because of the last president that was there. And I guess I don't know, US politics is getting so boring to listen to. It's like a broken record of people bang, 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 and blaming and blaming and blaming. And all this stuff, the cancel culture, the SJWs, the alphabets of every type of gender going on there. And just, I don't know. I don't think anything is going to get fixed. Other parts of news there, I'm seeing that they're trying to. I guess the whole thing is that since this pandemic happened, there's been so much flip floppery going on there on about what should be done. Now they're looking at forced vaccinations. They're looking at forced masks in the states there for kids going to school, which is, I guess, I don't know. It's we'll see. It keeps on changing from time to time. I know when I have to wear a mask for the last hour of my shift there, that's the worst hour of my life. You're working so hard and you're breathing into this mask and you're just sweating and sweating. It's not a very comfortable thing. That's just for an hour. Couldn't imagine doing that for 8 hours. That would just drive me probably bonkers.
I have.
Yeah, but other than that,
I have some news to share.
okay, yep. That's why I was just gonna lead into that. There, Laura says so.
Oh,
Since I haven't been really following too much news, just the stuff I've sort of been picking up on, I got a lot of opinions on stuff, and on here, just remember that opinion is my own opinion. It's not the opinion of UPRN, and everybody has their right to their own opinion. And if you have an opinion too, put it in the chat room. We'll look at it and we'll see there, because you know what? Questions, opinions, stuff like that, that's all part of free speech, and that should be a thing that we should be very careful not to get rid of.
so do you want? Okay. So First of all, I was going to say yes, I have worn a mask for 12 hours being a nurse, especially when you're in isolation and you got to wear a gown, you got to be capped, gowned, gloved, and masked. It is not fun at all. So now again, Dell's right. You can this is my opinion. This is what people are sharing with me from around the world. But it sounds like things are moving very quickly with a lot of the topics that you've shared. For example, I have a very good friend in Mazatlan that is Canadian, that in Mexico, that they purposely stayed in Mexico. Normally they leave in end of September, beginning of October. They usually come back to Canada end of March, beginning of April. They have applied for extended stay there because of what's been going on. And all of a sudden, and I've seen the notice, they've sent it to me, and it seems the only place this is happening right now is in Mazatlan, that they got a notice from the government that starting, I believe it's tomorrow, they're 2 hours behind us, unless you have the jab, you will not be allowed anywhere. You will not be allowed in stores. You will not be allowed to, like pharmacies, the market, anything like that. And I would never reveal who said this to me. I mean, I can tell you off air, but they were so astounded that this came so quickly and without much warning because they purposely had stayed there thinking they were safe. I also know, speaking specifically with people in Australia, and it seems even people in Australia aren't aware of this unless you are geographically in Sydney. Apparently, there's a large portion of apartment buildings there, and people, I know of one apartment building that I have the news article, plus the person lives in the city, that there's three families on three different floors in this apartment. It's not a high rise, but it's got about, looks like probably about 6 or 7 floors.
Mhm.
It has police tape around it, and nobody is allowed to leave the building because of these three separate families that apparently have come out with, uh, we'll call it CV-19. So that's something new. Things seem to be moving very quickly, like you said. Things are flip-flopping. I know here in Canada, I was sent a picture from Vancouver, BC, of signs up in Chinese, English, and French that said jabbed here, non-jabbed here. Just before we went live, apparently it was also in Toronto. Can't
Mhm.
verify it, didn't see a picture, but
Right.
apparently they've been, just as quickly as these signs went up, they've been taken down. So, and again, this isn't rumor, this is from people that have witnessed this themselves.
Mhm.
So things seem to be moving so quickly, really, really quickly. Yet there's other parts, like I have friends in the southern US where it's life as usual, regular business, and pretty well has been most of the time. So go figure. Hmm.
Yeah, that's sort of an interesting thing because we're coming up close to this September time when kids are going to school, and I think a lot of and plus we have elections coming up, and I think there's a whole part of this fear propaganda, and that's being forced out here by these political people that are in political power, that people should be actually looking at. I was thinking about this earlier today there, and I remember I was watching this interview with Jesse Ventura, used to be the governor of Minnesota, I believe he
Hmm.
was. And he's been sort of leveled off as being a conspiracy theorist, crackpot, a crazy person now.
This
Down
TV
in,
show.
but if you want to check out, just put his name in there and check out to some of his parts that are back when he was talking in these discussions back. I think it was about 2010, 2011.
And I have something to share with that when you're finished
Okay,
about Jesse.
but it was sort of he made a lot of good points, and this is from about 11, 12 years ago, and he's saying that the best thing you can do is if you're voting for a party system, you're always going to lose. If you're voting for an individual, you have to also look at what the party's doing, and so the best way you can influence how government is going to be run and stuff like that is to actually don't vote for the people that are actually causing all the things that you're getting here. If you look at, I guess you'd say with Nancy Pelosi and the way that the Democrats have sort of, the people that voted Democrat, you guys put these people into power, and now you're getting the effects of it. And it's the same thing here in Canada. People voted for Justin Trudeau and they voted for the party line. And you look at what's been happening here in Canada. It's just been sort of like almost like a total dictatorship where government has sort of imposed its part about being a parent and basically taking over your taking away your medical advice away in a way, because it always says, and just before I go into this, I'll let you say there, it says if you ever watched late night TV or any time of TV during the daytime and early evening time, when they have all these commercials for drug companies and stuff like that, Zoloft, whatever it is, could be for anything that whatever it is. There's commercials that they're constantly over there. Big Pharma just floods the thing with commercials, and the one thing that always says at the end, please consult your physician before taking this medicine. Well, this hasn't been the case there when it's come to this vaccine or this medical instrument. This has been, no one's been able to consult their physician. It's been government demanding that you get this jab. And the other part is that they're going to be forcing something into there where they're going to end up having some sort of identification, whether you've been jabbed or not. Okay, back
Well,
to the.
well, backing up, and then I'm going to add something that was actually in our news from this CBC Canadian Broadcasting Company regarding what you just said. For Jesse Ventura, I had somebody on my show 2 weeks in a row, Dr. Rima Labo, and she is a board registered physician, but she has had a 50-year practice of, I think she's written one prescription in all those years. She treats only with natural medicines. She's done a lot of research. But the reason why I bring her up, Jesse Ventura had a conspiracy theory show, which you were referencing, I think, Del, and he had her on in 2000.